Good morning everybody and welcome to Doncaster Motorcycles YouTube channel once again. I'm going to give you a time lapse today. We haven't had one of them for a few weeks. And it's much easier for me to do those while I'm servicing this bike. It's a bronze service on this BMW R 1200 GS. Pretty straightforward stuff. Oil and filter change, tyre pressure check, brake pad wear check, tyre check. I think that front tyre's looking a bit worse for wear, but we'll assess that later. And then it's an MOT straight after. So while I'm going around this bike, you might see me feeling a bit tender. I sunburnt myself yesterday. Woo! And this bike's red hot, so it's going to be a good combination. Oof, I do look a bit red raw, don't I, in that intro clip. Well, let's get on with the video. So, pretty straightforward stuff, basic service. I'm going to drop the belly pan off here. Bash guard, belly pan, whatever you want to call it. It's got different screws in, so they're not the standard screws, so I had to use a few sockets. Doesn't make it always a little bit, it makes it a little bit frustrating sometimes, but easy enough. So it's only 4 bolts, takes that off, and then we can get to access to the drain plug, the oil drain plug, and the oil filter. Again, this is pretty straightforward stuff. So drain the oil, checking the tyre there for anything that's in it, checking the tread depth. The front tyre it's still legal, but there isn't a lot of life left in it. So we do measure it, and then I can give the customer a report on what life is left, give him an idea maybe. Everybody's different on what they get life-wise out of a tyre, but yeah, it's an indication. So we're checking the brake pad wear as well. So we look for anything in the tyre, then we check the tread depth, make sure there's no slashes or cuts in the rubber. Then I check the brake pad wear, then the rotation of the wheels, make sure it's all smooth. Tyre pressures here, they're self-explanatory. Even if your bike comes in and the tyre pressures are okay, we still check them. It's part of the service and part of the routine we get into. It's all muscle memory when you've done it as many times as us. So even though you say, oh no, I've done them this and that other, sometimes we'll do it automatically because we're just going around the bike as per usual. So all the pivot points, as you've seen in the previous videos, all the pivot points are lubricated with the Bulldog BDX, which is available in store, of course. Fantastic stuff. So that's side stand, foot rests, levers, anything like that. Anything that's got a pivot point gets a little bit of lubrication in it. So yeah, oh, there Hayden's got a cameo there. Oil filters going back on. I had to move the bracket on this one. The bracket for the bash guard must have had a knock previously or something, or maybe it's an aftermarket one. And it was situated in a way that the bracket wasn't allowing access to the oil filter to get the new one on. The old one had the little 17mm head on it because it was an HF 160RC, which is the race version. They come with a little nut on the top, so it was easier to get off. So the oil filter's on, the sump plug's back in, and the oil goes in. You may have noticed, I don't know if you did notice because this video does seem a bit quick, but I made a point of the window for the oil being on the left hand side of the bike and the oil fill on the right hand side of the bike. Not great for a mechanic, I tell you. It's having to run round to the side. It always helps to have an assistant, but when you ain't got one, you've got to put some oil in, run around the other side, see where the lever is, come back, check it again. Bit of a pain in the arse, to be fair, but such is the way. Some bikes are like that. Another part of the service, checking all your lights. Again, even if you say you check them and they're all okay, we do part and parcel of the service. We do check and make sure everything's working okay. So the indicators, the lights, horn, everything like that. And it gives the time for the oil to settle as well after the engine's been run. Here you can see me trying to remember which bolt goes where, because obviously, like I said earlier, there was a bit of mix and match of the bolts, and I do have to readjust the bracket. So So it must be an aftermarket one, because it wouldn't. The bracket did need to go in front of the oil filter for everything to line up. Bit of a design flaw, whoever makes it. I didn't get a name of the brand, but yeah, it needs the bracket like maybe a bit shaving off or something, or just a slightly different angle on it. Anyway, easily sorted. The bike's run up. Splash guard will go back on. Bracket adjusted. And then I think I will top the oil up. I wish I worked this fast all the time. I'd be able to get rid of that backlog of work we've got. About 6-week wait at the moment. For anything major anyway. We're squeezing little jobs in here and there. Trying to accommodate everybody. I'm coming in on Sundays, early mornings. Neil does the early mornings. I like my beauty sleep. I'll do the late evenings. We are getting on top of it. We might have a new guy starting soon. Which could be good, help us out massively. He seems super experienced, but there's more on that later. So there you go, the oil's topped up. Topped up. Now going back down. So on this one, it has got a service light. Now, I'm sure you've seen me mess about with the texture tool before. Around the box, finally I've got going through my many cables. Find the correct one for the BMW. Just took longer than I should have done. It was at the bottom of the box, always the last one that you check. Right, so the cable's plugged in, and the diagnostic takes a while to boot up. It's a relaxing job, this part. Well, sometimes if the computer actually synchronises okay. Because you can't do it, you've just got to wait for like any computer, you've got to wait for it to do its thing. So you got to wait for it to do its thing, then you go through select motorcycle, select model, select service side of the menu. There's a diagnostic side and a service side usually. You have to check that the clock's okay, make sure the date and time's correct on the bike before you proceed, and then you just reset it to whatever is the specified mileage in between services, or the annual service, which is every 12 months. Well, I'm showing you that. I don't think I've come close enough to the camera for you to see anything, but there you are. See, like I said in previous videos, it's not just a case of plug it in and turn it off. You've got quite a few buttons to press and a bit of messing about to do. You've got to check a few parameters of things, and it's not just an on-off switch like some people, I do believe, think it is. Oh, there we go. Yep, there we go. Double thumbs up. Job's good in. Disconnect it all. Put it all away. Should have took the back seat off there, but I didn't. Squeezed it on. It would have made my life much easier if I had took the back seat off, as you're supposed to. There we go. So the service light is on. Service light is off. Boom, thanks for watching.